it was taking 6-foot strides, walking purposefully down the center of Kyle Avenue, and it was scanning the street back and forth as if looking for something. This lady contacted me because, I've never heard anyone describe this being, but you had one in one of your books. And she said that she's a teacher, a daycare worker, really well educated, gave a lucid interview. I'm able to pick her words, described it intensely, knew, and just a really intelligent lady. And does not want her name used. I call her Eleanor, but she was living in O'Fallon, Illinois. This was around 2006. And she likes to wake up early in the morning and go jogging at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. by her house. And so she gets up one morning and she's jogging. She goes down her street onto another, and then onto a road called Kyle Avenue. And she's going up on her route that she normally takes. And there's a T intersection in front of her. And she's about 100 feet away from it when her dog, who she's jogging with, stops and looks up. And she's thinking, oh, it's going to be a deer. It's going to be a raccoon, a fox. And this was a pretty rural area, and she often saw wildlife. And her dog saw it first, and it wasn't any of those. She saw what she thought was a person on stilts walking down the center of Kyle Avenue. It's a fairly busy street during the day, no one there at night. And as it walked under the street light, which is right on the corner, and I found the street corner on Google, I looked it up. Well, there's the street light. She said she saw what was, well, it first looked like a grasshopper to her, but as it got under the street light, she saw it was a praying mantis. And she says, Preston, this thing was 15 feet tall. I know it's 15 feet tall because I saw how high it came up to the street light. And it was taking 6-foot strides, walking purposefully down the center of Kyle Avenue with its head down. And it was scanning the street back and forth as if looking for something. Did not appear to see her. So she's like 100, 150 feet away from this thing, very close. And she and her dog are watching it. It's gray in color, mottled gray, eyes like the size of basketballs, a triangular kind of head. You're a praying mantis, very stick-like limbs, and is just booking it down the street, and was gone in a matter of seconds. And she ran after it. I probably would have turned around myself. I don't know how I would react, but God bless her. She took after it, took off after it, and runs up to the T intersection just in time to see it go off into the cornfield. And she ran up to it, and of course it was gone at this point. And that's basically the story. I did find out she has a history of contact, because she was saying, this is a one-off, this has never happened to me. I'm like, well, let's dig into your childhood a little bit. Yeah, she was having contact. She has seen ETs before and since. So, and UFOs close up. So that could be a factor here. And I asked her, is there anything there where this, why would this be here? Because she didn't see a UFO. She said, I don't know. There's a high school. There's lots of cornfields. The only thing I can think of is this is about 6 miles away as the UFO flies from Scott Air Force Base. That rang a bell for me because Scott Air Force Base has been implicated in some sightings and, dealing with the UFO phenomena, as many Air Force bases have. But I thought that was a super interesting story because it confirmed another story I'd gotten, which was from Kevin Cannon, who I mentioned earlier, who did see 15-foot tall praying mantis beings, had a long conversation with them. And that's another amazing account. But I mean, it's endless. So many people are having these experiences. It's not just a few, it's millions. 1 in 40 is what J. Allen Hynek said. And it was a year after that, the Roper organization, which does polling, took a survey and found that about 1 in 50 people show the markers of being a contactee. It's far more widespread than people realize.